Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio, and I'm here tonight to bring you a video, and it is just going to be a coloring video. I've hurt my, well, I didn't hurt it, something went wrong with my left hand and wrist, and I've got a stabilizer on it, so it's hard to do anything, but I decided I could come and color. I had some people ask me about coloring the Graceful deer stamp, which is new in the new catalog, and color it and show them that to them. So I am going to do that tonight, so I hope you stay and watch. Another thing I just want to say about Stampin' Up!, we are close to the end of the month. We're getting there, and the kits are on sale till the end of the month, up to 30% off. So if you want any kits, you might want to go buy them. Also, we have our new catalog coming out September 6th. If you don't have one in your hands now, I know a lot of demonstrators use Customer Manager and got them out in people's hands. I know I did that. So I hope all of my people have gotten theirs, and if not, let me know. But if you don't have a catalog and would like one, you don't have a demonstrator to get one from, let me know. I'll be happy to send you one. So with all that being said, I am going to turn my camera down and we are going to start, and I'm going to show you the stamp. We will ink it up and color. So let me turn my camera down, and I have a new camera stand, so it's a little bit easier. You're going to flip around and see my room back there, and then just go down to my table, and all you see here is the stuff we're going to work with. And I bet you want to see the card. So here's the card that I'm going to color, and here are my that happens to be my my online store, my host code for this month. So if you need any of that information, it is right there. I'm going to bring this up on my computer too, so that I will be able to see you guys, or not see you guys, but see me, and make sure that I'm in the camera view. So I have my camera down, so it'll be easier for you to see me stamp. So we are going to get started. I'm going to turn on an extra light right here that makes it brighter a little bit. I'm going to turn this one off, which helps. So there we go. We got that. And what we are going to use, I'll tell you that right now, is we have, where'd my little pieces go? I lost my little pieces I had punched out. They fall on the floor. You know that happens sometimes. Well, they were sitting right here. I should have checked that before I came on here to see where they would be. So I will find them in a minute. If not, I will punch some more out. That's what we'll do. But we're using two 5 1/4 by 4 inch pieces of basic white cardstock. We're using a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 piece of Poppy Parade, folded at the, scored at the 4 1/4 inch mark and folded. So let's do that. I cannot believe I lost those things. They are sitting in a, I know what I might have done with them. Talking to myself. So we're not going to use that right now. So we are going to put that one out of the way. We won't use one of these. It just gets glued. Well, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll just glue it to the inside. I didn't stamp on it or anything. So we can just glue that up. It's hard for me to use my hand with this thing on it. It doesn't, I can't bend it. So it started on Saturday night hurting, got worse Sunday, got worse Monday. So I went to the doctor. They think I have gout and tendonitis in my wrist, and it sure is very painful. So we are going to stamp on this with the Graceful Deer, and let me show you the Graceful Deer stamp is this right here. Here's the case, and then the deer is stamp is right here, and it is a background stamp, so it's big. So we are going to take that and we're going to stick it right here on the table, because I'm going to use it right there, just like it is. Okay. We are going to ink that up with black ink so that we can have it to use our color our images and use our Stampin' Blends. And Stampin' Blends will tend to run with any other ink. You need a permanent ink like the Memento or even the Stays On. I prefer Memento ink, the Tuxedo Black. You can also kind of do this, and it makes sure you got all your stuff colored. It's a felt pad is why you can do that. Do not do that with the regular Stampin' Up inks, because it'll make it smeary. We don't want it smeary. So we're going to just lay this on the stamp itself. I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper over it, and I'm just going to rub. I actually will take my tool. I want to make sure I get that center good. There we go. I think we got it. I think that is good enough. Pull the scrap paper away. We don't need it. Move that on that stamp. That's okay. There we go. We have our image. And I am just going to bring in my chamois real quick and kind of wipe the black off of this so I don't get my hands all in it, because I'm notorious for stuff like that, and we don't want to do it. So I'm just cleaning it off really good. My chamois is getting kind of dry. I'm going to have to give it a bath, I guess. So anyway, we've got that all inked up. We're going to stamp. We've got that stamped. I'm going to let it dry for a second. I found my little things that I needed. This is another thing that goes on the card. It's from the Double Oval Punch. And it is a Poppy Parade scalloped piece, oval, and then just a white circle. I am going to stamp the thank you out of Inked and Tiled, or not thank you, but happy birthday, and make a masculine birthday card. You can make Christmas cards or whatever with this. It works out really nice. I'm going to use pecan pie. Now getting it open with this thing on my hand is like another story, because my hands doesn't want to work, but I want to stamp, so I want to win out. I'm not going to close that in because it's too hard, so I'm just going to leave it like that and ink it up and bring it over here where I can see good and just stamp that. Just let that ink soak in a minute. And there's my happy birthday. So now I have to do is just fold this up and close it. It's a lot easier that way for me. I'm just glad it was my left hand instead of my right as far as getting, something happening to it and hurting, because I would really be out of commission. Okay, we are going to use Stampin' Blends on here because that really works good. I'm going to lay this piece here with my card base. We're going to lay all those up out of the way. We're going to bring this in. We're done stamping with everything. We don't have to worry about that. Here's the card that we are doing. I can move my, I don't want to move it up a little. I'll put it over to the side. That'll help. I want you to be able to see it. So here we go. And I'll show you all the markers that I used. Get them out of this container I put them in so that we can have them all in one spot. And I mostly used, on some of them, I just used the light. Like I have light and dark Poppy Parade out, but I'm just going to be using the light. So I'm going to put the dark over here to the side. I have light and dark Balmy Blue out, but I think I'm just going to be using the light. I have light and dark Pecan Pie, and light and dark Crumb Cake, and I have Color Lifter. And then I also have my Wink of Stella. And that is what we're going to use, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my little bitty bird up here with my Poppy Parade. So I'm just going to take and just color him in like that. And he's done. So that was easy, right? Now we're going to do our trees. I'm going to take the dark Crumb Cake. And I'm just going to color over on these sides that are already dark. I'm going to fill those in a little more. And that is going to be our darker places. And then I'm just going to add some color to the side and up the trunk a little bit. I'm going to do the same on all the trees. I'll color all this in. And it doesn't matter that we're doing all this at one time and coming back with the lighter. They are alcohol markers, so that way when I come to the colors, go back over it, the alcohol in the lighter color will rejuvenate this darker color to blend. So that's what we're doing. So let's go over to this tree. This stamp is actually really simple to do because the trees take up a lot of the space and the trees are really easy to do. So I was asked by someone to kind of show them how I would color it. So I thought, well, I'll just show everybody how I'll color it. And I tend to color the easy way. I am not a big, I love to color. I'm not going to say I don't love to color because I do, but I like it to be easy. I don't like it to take me, I don't like to spend hours on one card. So I tend to take the easy way out, which is really fine. Okay, I think we got all of the trees right now. So let's take the lighter color. And I'm just going to take that. That kind of just blends that color in. You can always come back in with the darker if you want to. But you just want to go over that darker color and get that to blend so it doesn't look like a blob on your paper. It'll blend together. And I like the lighter wood on the trees. You could do them darker if you wanted to. Another thing that you could do with this stamp is you could use some of the, like our new forest stamps. You could take the trees and add a few pine trees in here if you wanted to. I might try that at a later date. So I'm just filling in my trees. And I kind of like the lighter wood, like what a birchwood tree would look like in the fall when it loses its bark and kind of sheds that and is really light. I think they're the prettiest trees. So we're almost done with this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the lighter end of this. Oh, I lost you guys on my computer. There we go. I'm going to take the lighter end of this and I'm going to color his antlers in so that they'll be light. If you were a deer hunter, you'd sure like to hunt this deer. He's got a nice rack of antlers up there. Okay, he's done. So the next thing I'm going to do this deer out in front. And that is done also in the crumb cake. As soon as I can get the lid back off. And I'm just going to go like I did before on the trees. I'm going to kind of cover up a lot of this. And I'm not going to cover up all of it. I'll leave a little bit of the black and the white through its show. And then I am going to add a little bit of this out around her belly. And down her side of her leg a little bit. Just to add some darker places into her, around her neck right here. And a little bit on the side of her face. And then I'm going to come back with the lighter color. I'm going to color her tail, and I'm going to come up here where I left that white showing to have some of the lighter color, and then I'm going to blend all of this in. I want her to be lighter. I'll be coloring the other deer in with the pecan pie and make them darker. I'm just blending in her belly a little bit. We'll do her little face. She's a cute little deer. Yeah, we're just blending that in some. So she's lighter. Now we're going to take the pecan pie and we're going to do this little guy. And I am going to use the pecan pie light on both. I might use that on both the going over this because it's kind of potent with color. So I'm just going to add this. Okay. I think this other end might be lighter. We're going to see. Not really, not too much. A little bit. I think we'll lighten her up a little bit. I do not know what that sound just was. It sounded funny. Okay, what I'm going to do with her real quick is I think I'm going to see if my crumb cake will lighten her up a little bit. It is. So I brought the crumb cake in, moved that alcohol around on that and kind of lightened her up. And we're going to do the same to this guy. Bring in the big end to fill in a lot of this dark. And I don't think it's the deer that actually makes this happen. You know, when you're coloring to make the card, I think it's when you add the blue in for like the cold look on the snow. I think that's what really brings this card in a little bit. And we will be doing that at the end. So I hope you stick with me till the end. You know, that's one thing about coloring. It doesn't always look good until you get to the end. Okay, let's... We'll get this colored in. Oh, got the wrong marker. Having such trouble with these lids. I hear my husband coming down, so he might come down to tell me good night. because I started this late, but I didn't want to wait. How many of you guys, your husband, if I'm working in the basement, bless his heart, he comes down and tells me good night. And we're almost done now. Okay, we're going to bring that crumb cake in real quick. And go over that in some places and lighten that up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the color lifter in. And where their little tails are, I'm just going to go over that with color lifter. And it will lighten those tails up. And on him, we'll just put some lighter areas in him to highlight him. And that's what the color lifter will do. It'll take that color away and just highlight a little bit. Go back over this to make that smoother. And there we go. Just add some other colors just to kind of give it dimension in there. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blue, and where all of these dark spots are, I'm going to be taking the blue and just going over the hills like so. You want to try not to miss any. They usually stand out like a sore thumb if you do. But you can just go over them, put a little bit underneath. And then after you get all of those done, take your Wink of Stella and then just highlight all of those that look like little glistening snow. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our little piece here. And I've got just some extra pieces of my dimensionals. So I like to use the edges. So we're going to cut that off. Put that on. Put this down. And then we're going to glue this onto the front of the card and glue the card onto the card base. And I just glue this right down here in this corner so we're not to cover up any of the deer. Bring the card in. And I would like it, if you like my card, to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a video. Usually I do a little bit more, but with my hand, I just thought I would color today. So we are done. We did our coloring card. So that is it. Hope I got it in clear view. So there you go. That is how we do that. So I hope you like it and enjoy it. And I will see you the next time. Bye.